Good morning, guys. This is a video that I've been wanting to do for a while. I want to show you how you can start a fire quick and easy way. What I've done is, like I told you many times, cotton ball and Vaseline. I put maybe, I didn't really measure it out, maybe a teaspoon of Vaseline to one cotton ball, so that's going to give you a lot of Vaseline, or a lot of cotton balls, a lot of fires. I've noticed that Vaseline by itself will not burn. It has to have a catalyst to help it along. Cotton balls work great. You can also use dryer lint. You can take, and I've smeared it on a stick and make it burn longer that way. So there's multiple ways you can do this, but I just took the cotton ball, piece of plastic, wrapped it up, smeared it all in. I kind of puffed out you can't tell it now, but I kind of puffed out the cotton ball before I put the Vaseline on it, and then start smearing around inside of it. So I want to really impregnate it in there. This will burn. I want to say I did this once before and it burned for like 7 minutes. I'll have to show you guys that on another video just to see how long it'll burn using a certain amount of Vaseline, so you kind of have something that's a little more controlled. But anyhow, you can see the sticks that I've gotten out here just for starting. Got your smallies, a little bit bigger sitting here, and I've got some bigger stuff on the ground. This is going to give you a good base, which is actually what you want. You want a good base to get it going. Now, it's been raining for 3 days now. This is day 3. So this wood is damp. It is not wet. Damp wood will burn. It can be a pain in the butt to make burn, but it will burn. Wet wood, if you have a mixture of damp and wet wood together, or you can get down to the dry parts of the wood, because in most cases you can find some dry wood, you just have to scrape away all the wet. So in most cases you can get it going. Now when you're doing this, and there's probably some survival experts that are going to correct me, because I'm not a survival expert by any means. I just throw my cotton ball basically in the center. That's how I start. That worked. Move, dog. This is what you want with your wood. Get right here. That's good and dry. A bunch of this other wood isn't. So what I've got, ordinarily I would just use a lighter, but these came from Harbor Freight. They're cheap. Scrape away all the black stuff on it. There you go. Now you've got your sparks. And that's Morrow knife. Morrow. I can't really see it. Still a bit dark. Hang on. Mora. I don't know where I got the other from. Mora knife. So let's take this. See what we can make it go. You know what? Breaking my own rules. Let's take a fluff thing out. You need fluffy. Fluffy, powdery, that kind of thing. Not condensed and thick. Let's try this again. See what happens when you follow certain rules. So let's take this and just kind of start laying it on. Now, one thing I've learned over the years of making fires is that when you make a fire, before I start putting anything extra on this, I want to see flames coming up over the top, which you see how quickly this has taken hold. So I'm going to let some of these flames come up, and you can see how it's smoking. So that should prove to you right now that this wood is damp. So we've got that. So I'm going to add a little bit more. Never add a bunch of wood to a fire that's just barely there. I always start out small. And if you've got some coals, just start out all over again. Consider your coals to be just like the other. Get the smallies, the less than pencil size, then get your pencil size, which is about the size of your pinky, along in that area. You could argue that I should have more of that size to build a fire, and you'd be right. I really should. But look at what I'm doing. Look how I'm doing it. This is in a lot better of a situation. This is not end of the world kind of thing. So yes, I would probably have doubled or tripled that amount if I was going to be doing this in a survival situation where I truly needed fire. In a survival situation, I would also not use the stuff that's really simple to start a fire first, only when it's the worst possible way and you need a fire almost immediately. Say you fell into the water, you fell into a river, and you're soaking wet, and it's 55, 60 degrees outside. You need a fire quickly. That's just all there is to it. You need a fire quickly. So the rest of the time, it may take a little bit longer, but you're better off putting the things that take a little bit longer. If you're going to use a bow drill, which I ain't gonna lie, I can't do. Well, I take that back. That's a 4-letter word. We shouldn't use that. I'm not skilled in that area, so it's not something that I would try in an emergency situation. I would be using something like a cotton ball and a Bic lighter, or if I had it, some waterproof paper, or some lip balm and a cotton ball, or some lint off of your pants. You can make lint really easy with the backside of a knife and mix it together with some lip balm that you may have. It doesn't take much. You can get a good fire going quick. So we've got a really good blaze going here. Throw some more, a little bit bigger wood on it. So many different ways. If you keep your cool in a survival situation, you're going to, you can survive. It just, you don't have to be a woodsman. And all the basic pioneer tricks to stay alive. Common sense will keep you alive in a lot of cases. Not every case. I mean, if you're out and you went on a day hike and you're prepared for 65-degree weather and it's going to drop down to 20 degrees at night and you're stuck out, you're going to be hurting unless you can build a fire and stay nice and warm. But staying calm, stopping, sitting there. My dog is drinking water from a mud puddle when he's got a fresh bowl of water I just put out. The lunacy of a dog. Sorry about that. If you just sit down and think, what's it going to hurt? It's going to take 10 minutes to sit there and think, 20 minutes. Gather your thoughts, come up with a plan, and stick with your plan. Don't second guess yourself. Alright, so now we're going to add some of the bigger stuff. And something that I've seen even experienced woodmen do that I think is dumb. And I say this only because I've been there. Taking and smashing a piece of wood, if I can get my leg on here, like so. Let me use a smaller one. Taking and smashing a piece of wood like so on your leg is dumb. The reason I say that, A, you can break that bone. Trust me, I know. I'm still recovering from breaking it. B, you're going to bruise the muscles, and you don't want to bruise and be sore in a survival situation. You want to be the absolute best you possibly can. Take and set it on the ground, put your foot on it and kind of bend it, or find 2 trees, even better, and push against it using your body. Don't use your arms. Put it closer up to your body and lean into it. you're going to use less energy. There's less chance you're going to hurt yourself. So keep that in mind. Bear with me. Oh yeah, it's not too hot. If I hold my hand over it, that's not going to catch fire. I've got my awning up that I keep up. So I've spent many an hour watching channels like Reality Survival or Legally Armed America, Prepper Nurse, sitting here in front of this fire pit. I put it out only during the cooler times of the year because I want to enjoy the warmth when it's really cold out. So just something about sitting around the fire. So you see how quickly all this damp wood has dried out. One thing when you're doing this is if you're gathering wood for the night, whatever amount of wood that you have, when you're done getting it, look at it and then triple it. Worst case scenario, you're ahead for the next day if you're going to need it. Best case scenario, you're not going to run out in the middle of the night when it's really cold and then you got to go stumbling out away from camp trying to find wood. So now that I've got this much, take my Aura. Put my spark arrestor on. You just kind of sit back and enjoy it. That wood fit in this little 3-gallon bucket. All that wood was in here. Over the last few days I've been going around picking it up, just putting it in that, and then I just set it here. So now that you see how easy it is to start a fire, especially using cotton ball and Vaseline, dryer lint, and lip balm, try it. Give it a shot. See what happens. Oh, just so you guys will know, I have my fire extinguisher right here, just in case. Fully charged 5-pound ABC fire extinguisher, just in case something were to happen. I've got this and should be able to get it put out. If not, well, I might be able to drag it out away from the house pretty quickly. So anyhow, it's a little bit longer of a video than I like to put out, but you see how easy it is to start a fire. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. You can also email me at xcooperx@protonmail.com. I'll get back with you as soon as possible. And most importantly, never forget, there are a few problems in life that cannot be solved by a battleship broadside. Have a good day, guys.